So, the big internet dumpster fire controversy in music right now seems to be the fake shredder on YouTube and Instagram controversy. For those of you not up to speed, apparently a number of players are getting called out for faking their footage. Most of the time, it's them filming something and then speeding it up to make it appear like they can play something when they obviously really can't. Now, it's to me more lame than anything else, but there's a number of consequences that are going on because of this, and some things I think that are important to think about but aren't getting discussed. Before we jump onto that, though, I've been asked, is this also going on in the bass community? And the answer is yes. I've seen it a number of times. I've seen it from, and I don't want to call anybody out, but players that I'm familiar with, and I have at least a base assessment of their skills and some things that I just know they're not capable of, or things that to me, just from shooting enough video and engineering audio, I can tell it's just not a real take. It's been sped up. I can hear the artifacts. I can see the stuff going on. So, since it seems to affect everywhere, and I've even heard rumor of it in the drum community too, there's a couple of things that now have spawned out of this that I think it's kind of important to examine and some things to think about. As a byproduct of this, now we're starting to see these internet witch hunts that apparently are going on where fantastic players who have a ton of skill are now being accused of being these guys speeding up their footage. People are running through tons of videos. This guy's a fake, that guy's a fake. To name one individual, I've even seen it leveled at virtuoso like Angel Vivaldi. The saddest part about this is that people are just going for a gotcha moment. I mean, you can see video, if you looked even for 2 seconds, of Angel playing at like the NAMM show or stuff recorded on, a camera phone or something that absolutely validate that he's able to do this stuff. He's performed in front of people. He's done recordings. I mean, how is this guy faking these things? He must have a stand-in for every time he does a NAMM show appearance or performs live or goes to have an album engineered and all the producers just stay quiet. So it's become this ridiculous, as the internet always seems to do, backlash or overcorrection into let's do whatever kind of sensationalism we can come up with, and everybody wants to have a gotcha moment. And I think that's the part we kind of need to look at. Because you have to examine the people who are wanting to go out and do this type of thing. To me, they're just as bad as the people who are faking this footage, because what you're looking for 2 seconds of notoriety for yourself for having your great gotcha moment that you exposed some player or something. What are you doing, really? I mean, these players, they're already in a hell of their own making. It's all going to come out in the wash. I don't know why people are that worried about this speeding up of things, besides it being unrealistic maybe to a young player or something, but they can never go anywhere. I mean, what are they going to do with this? They can never play in a band. They can never do a live performance. They're never going to be able to sit in with anybody. And what if the ultimate nightmare happens for these guys or girls? What if, like, your dream band, the one that inspired you to be a player to begin with, sees this video and they call this person and go, man, we're blown away. We love what you're doing. Why don't you come audition? Or why don't you sit in? Or we want to make a song out of that thing you did. You're screwed. Your ultimate dream moment came, and because you were a faker, now you have to come up with some kind of ridiculous excuse, or you have to just disappear or lame out of the situation to not have to own up to the fact that you didn't really play it and that you're not the musician that you pretend to be. So really, their fate's already sealed. We don't need to call them out or care. Just ignore them. There's no need for this. But now you've got this cult of excited people running out. I'm going to catch him. I'm going to find that guy who's faking. And those are the people I want to address in this one. What are you getting out of this? Again, is it this 2 seconds of fame that you're going to get by literally doing nothing because you called someone out? And it's this kind of sick thing that seems to be, really amplified by the internet of I'm going to get somebody, or I can't do something, so I want to make sure that nobody else gets seen doing it either. And I think that's really where a lot of this lies, is it comes down to a really sick envy. When you start calling out players like Angel or any of these other guys that I know as credible players, what you're really showing is that you can't play that. So you want to take the level of musicianship as high as it is right now and rip it down to a level where you might actually be able to do it. Because maybe you don't have the dedication, or maybe you just don't have the time, or whatever it is, you're not going to reach this level, or you just don't want to put in the incredible amount of time and effort it takes to be a virtuoso. And so instead of just saying, hey, hats off to those guys, they're really incredible, you're going to tear them down so that you don't look as bad in comparison. It's the oldest story in the world. It's, the fox and the grapes, the Aesop's fable tale. It's Cain and Abel from the Bible. If I can't be that good, I'll destroy what is that good. All you're showing at the end of the day when you go on these witch hunts or attack credible players is you're announcing to the world, I can't do this, I'm jealous of it, so I'm going to tear it down. Here's a thought. Maybe all this time you're spending on the internet going after these guys, you could spend practicing. That's probably what they're home doing. They're not worried about you. They're home doing whatever it is that made them the incredible players that they are, and you're running around YouTube and Instagram and everything going for your big gotcha moment, and then you wonder why you suck. This is why, because you'd rather do anything else for a quick fix of celebrity, and that shows that you're just like that person who's trying to get their quick fix of celebrity by speeding up their footage. You don't need to worry about them. If you're really that upset by the high bar of musicianship being faked, then show us. You want to really be a badass? Take one of those guys that you know is blatantly doing this stuff, learn the part, and you play it. Show them what it really looks like. Then you can be the real call-out culture. But until then, all you're doing is trying to get notoriety on the cheap, all the while telling everybody in the world, I'd rather be running around the internet being an inquisitor of everybody's shred videos and accusing credible players because I know I can't aspire to that level. So I'm going to make sure that anybody who does, I try and discredit or tear down so I don't feel so bad about my limited ability. That's what it comes down to. If you really are concerned about musicianship being faked, then become a great player. Show us how it's done. Show us how it really sounds when you play at these blistering speeds, or this incredible string skipping, or your 91 string guitar that you're playing your incredible 3-octave sweeps over, whatever it is. But put the time into practicing. Become the thing that you say is so fake, and show us how it's really done. Because going after these guys, again, they're already doomed. Why are you wasting your time on it? The only reason can possibly be is that you'd rather be trying to do the quick fix than practice, or you're so envious because you know in your heart you're not going to put that time into it and that you're not going to reach that level. So why not just try and discredit and destroy anybody who actually has? It's food for thought. It's well within your reach. You just got to make that decision to become the badass instead of trying to take somebody else's crown away from them. Finally, at the end of the day, it's not a competition. Everybody has something to contribute. You don't have to be the fastest gun on the block to still be a badass. So figure out what your contribution is, do that, and there's room for everybody. We don't have to clear cut all the fake shredders. They're going to fade into obscurity on their own. Be the one that sticks around, play something that matters, impress all of us. But going after guys like Angel, going after any of these incredible players just makes you a jealous prick. So ego is the art destroyer. Let it go. Become a great player. It's kind of my take on this one. So, if you have anything to contribute or you just think I'm full of it or anything else, the comment section's below. I'll see you down there. Thanks for watching.